election of Donald Trump, many people have went back to sleep. But if you're awake and aware, you know that our economy and the US dollar are ripe for a total collapse, and the end result won't be a pretty one. You can compare the state of our financial system and the debt crisis to an out-of-control heroin addiction. The powers that be, i.e. the banksters, are getting rich by destroying the dollar, like a heroin dealer gets rich by feeding heroin to a junkie, but instead of peddling heroin, they're peddling debt. Just like the heroin dealer, the banksters get rich off of people's misery. And the misery that will ensue when it all falls apart and the addiction can't sustain itself anymore will be the likes of nothing we've ever seen. This addiction has already been sustainable far longer than it should have been. And just as is the case with every drug addict, at some point they've exhausted all their options to get another fix, and it all falls apart. The difference here is no amount of rehab is going to save the US economy from a debt overdose, and anyone that thinks President Trump will be able to save the dollar is sadly mistaken. In reality, some of the things he wants to do are actually going to put the US further into debt. And with the establishment being so against Trump, it's the perfect time to burst the debt bubble and to blame the collapse on him. With the world's reserve currency being the dollar, countries all over the world will fall like dominoes. This will essentially kill two birds with one stone for the global elites, being able to make Trump the scapegoat for the worst event in world history, and allowing them to pose as our saviors with their solution, a world currency. For a sneak peek at what this will look like, take a look at Venezuela, but this will be much worse. Ask yourself, what will US cities look like when food stamp cards get turned off? So what can you do to prepare? Diversify your income. Start buying physical precious metals. Start buying Bitcoin. Stock food to feed your family for when people are killing each other over scraps. There are many things you can do to prepare yourself, but if you haven't started, don't wait, because the crisis is just around the corner.
This is going to create pandemonium on a global scale when this comes down. There's no way out.